The attack happened on Christmas Eve while 67-year-old Alex Masinga was taking a dip. A heat wave had prompted Masinga to plunge into the crocodile-infested river, even though he had a narrow escape there before. In 2006, he emerged victorious after hacking to death a crocodile that had grabbed him. This time, Masinga will be spending New Year in hospital. Most rivers in the Mpumalanga lowveld are crocodile-infested, and bathing and watering cattle in them isn't recommended. So for more on this, we're joined by SABC News reporter Siphephile Kunene. Siphephile, a very good evening to you. It sounds like a harrowing story, literally escaping the jaws of death. Have you had a chance to speak to the 67-year-old?
Yes, we've had a chance to speak to the 67-year-old, and he is not really happy about the situation because when he killed the crocodile in 2006, he had to face the law because the Mpumalanga Parks Board opened a case because he had killed the crocodile against him. So this time around, this crocodile attacked him and bit off part of his bum as well as part of his leg. He said, "I was watching helplessly. I tried to fight it off, but I couldn't help watching it, making it away with part of my flesh." So now he says, whatever happens, when he comes across a crocodile, he will kill it. It doesn't matter what the situation is, he will kill it. He was in pain. You could see that he was in pain. It was a struggle for him to walk around. It was a struggle for him to sit. But he is a strong person. When you look at him, he's a strong man. He's a person that has a zeal to live.
It sounds like a case of man versus crocodile. So when he says if he comes across a crocodile again, he will kill it, does it mean that he possibly intends going back to the same river?
Sorry, yes, he will go back to the same river because that's where he farms, that's where he grows his vegetables, that's where most of his life is.
Let's just give you a moment to...
Mlumati River is one of the main rivers in Komasi that is used by many farmers around to grow their veggies and fruits and maize and everything. So Masinga makes a living through farming. He will be going to the same river time and again. The crocodiles are there at around such temperatures where it's easy to find prey because people are there to take a bath to cool off.
Siphephile, I'm just going to give you a moment, perhaps if you want to just turn around and have a cough, because I can see you're choking there until I ask you the next question. So please do go ahead. I know it's an uncomfortable feeling to have. Siphephile, we'll come back to my colleague in just a moment. I'm sure you understand it's very difficult to talk to her while she's still coughing like that. So she is now back with us. I hope that was some relief. So Siphephile, just tell us about the residents in that area. How do they feel being, obviously in community with its crocodile? There's an ecosystem that exists. They would have to share the land. Are there any precautions that are taken to protect citizens?
What we observed was that there is nothing that is there in terms of signs, maybe from the Mpumalanga Parks Board or from the Department of Public Works or anybody that is responsible for the infrastructure in the province, for wildlife, for everything. There isn't anything like that. So people go there not knowing whether there'll be crocodiles or not. Yet that's a big river. We've got Mlumati, we've got Umkwenya, which is known as the Crocodile River in English. We've got a lot of other big rivers in the province where there should be signs where you know that, okay, there's a high number of crocodiles around here. We're not supposed to be here. But in this case, there isn't anything like that. And there's a lot of activity in terms of farming in that place. And the Lowveld in Mpumalanga, most people make a living through this farming. And as we know, we suffer heat waves time and again in the Lowveld. So people will go to dams and cool down. People will go to the rivers to cool down. Those who can afford public swimming pools would go there, and those who have swimming pools in their homes will do that. But what has been observed is that the number of people that die or that get hurt while using water has grown so high, such that this year the Department of Culture said they have observed that it's 40 plus people that died. Compared to the same period last year, they had 30 plus. So basically they have grown by 10 people. It's people that are swimming in swimming pools, it's people that are in rivers, it's people that are in dams. And most of these deaths occur in Nkomazi and Secunda. For instance, day before yesterday, a child died in Secunda while swimming. So now the department is calling on parents to look after their children when they are swimming. They are calling on people to take swimming lessons because the climate change has brought surge on people in the Lowveld. They will need to cool off time and again. They want them to learn skills to survive in water, to survive creatures that they find in water, how to deal with such situations. They are in infant stages of organizing trainings of such. They're working with the private sector, but it hasn't been approved so that it comes to everyone and everyone accesses it.
All right, thank you very much, Siphephile Kunene, for that update. So it's that time of the year again. Let Aldrin St. Pierre tell you a little bit more about it.